And this video may ruffle a couple feathers, but you know, if you're moving to Warrensburg, you need to know where you should buy your house. So I'm gonna help you with that. Today we're gonna talk about the 5 worst subdivisions in Warrensburg. Eva Clark here with Nextdoor Agents. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful day. Today we're talking about the 5 worst subdivisions in Warrensburg, Missouri. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below, because every week we make a new video about what it's like to live, eat, breathe, play, sleep in Warrensburg, Missouri. And we get so many calls, emails, and texts from people who are moving here to Warrensburg, and we love it. So definitely keep calling us, keep texting us. We love to hear from you. Our contact information is right down at the bottom. And if you're moving to Warrensburg, if you're PCSing to Whiteman, give us a call. Hopefully we can help. So we're gonna start off with number 5, and that is the Broad Grover Mitchell block. And I'm just gonna start looking at depreciation values when I'm looking at all of these different subdivisions. So, to start off, we're gonna look at roofs. Roofs are a really good way to give you an indicator of what the inside of a house is gonna look like. So if you see a roof that's really slick or shiny, you're looking at an old roof. If you see a roof with a lot of different acid stains, maybe you have a tree nearby that's blowing leaves all over the top of the roof and the leaves aren't getting cleaned off. How do the gutters look? Are the gutters full of leaves? Are there gutters? Are they taken care of? All of these things are really good indications of the rest of the house. For example, if you have gutters that don't have really good downspouts that direct the water away from the property, you may see foundation issues, like big foundation issues, because you have a lot of water going down into that foundation and causing pressure buildup. So you can end up with a lot of foundation cracks. So, if you go into a neighborhood and you look at a house, take a look at the roof. It can tell you a whole lot. This house right here, take a look at that roof. See how it looks really shiny? That's an older roof. Another thing that we're gonna talk about is the outside of the house. The paint, the siding, is it peeling? Does it look like there's dry rot? It can kind of also be an indication if there's mold or termites. All of these factors play a huge part in just the curb appeal of a house, which can really drive up the price of a house or drive it down. Now we're going to talk about number 4, the Anderson Christopher Street Tyler block. Now this block is very similar to number 5 in the sense that there's quite a few old houses that really need a lot of work. But the difference is you have investors and families coming into this neighborhood, buying the properties and fixing them up. So you have some really cute, adorable houses like the one behind me next to houses that definitely still need quite a bit of work. You see a lot of houses with slick roofs, old roofs, no gutters, that type of thing. But this neighborhood is definitely up and coming. So there's one very important piece of information when it comes to this neighborhood, this subdivision, and that is most of it's in a floodplain. And you really have to be careful and have a realtor who knows how to do the research when buying a house here, because you'll have to have flood insurance if your house is listed as being in a floodplain. And that could be an extra, $50, $100, $200 a month in insurance. So if you buy it, you have to get the insurance. And then when you're trying to resell your house, the person who's buying it also has to get the insurance. So flood insurance, it's a thing. Now, one interesting fact that not a lot of realtors know about is that you can actually get your house taken out of a floodplain, so to speak. So we actually, personally, we use a company in Clinton called Whitehead Consulting, and for about $650, you can possibly pull your house out of a floodplain. So it's definitely worth buying in this neighborhood if you have some money and you want to fix the house up, but make sure you have a realtor who can do the research. Okay, moving on. We're now on number 3, and we are in Foxridge. And I actually kind of like this subdivision a little bit. It's kind of cute. There's very cute houses, all built early 90s, so not new, but relatively new comparatively to the last two. So one thing that you really need to know about Foxridge though is that FEMA a couple years ago flew this whole area and mistakenly put some of the houses in the subdivision in the floodplain. Now there is a possibility, like I said with the last subdivision, of getting your house taken out of a floodplain. You just need to find a good realtor and contact a company who can do some research for you. Another thing that you really need to look out for in Foxridge is the price per square foot. We're seeing a really great difference varying from house to house, and the reason behind that is that you have people coming in and updating the property, but maybe doing it DIY versus hiring a professional, and you have a great variation in what it's worth after the fact, varying from, oh, this is awesome, to, oh, this is not awesome. One really good thing about Foxridge though is that the houses, since they were all built around in the 90s, there's tons of maintenance, and most of them don't have basements, so you really don't have to worry about having a wet basement or having foundation issues. So when buying a home in Foxridge, make sure that you really do a thorough analysis of the price per square foot of the home that you're looking at and comparables throughout other neighborhoods or even other houses in this neighborhood, because it just varies so much from house to house. This subdivision is actually really cute. I like it. But watch out for the floodplain. We're now moving on to number 2, which is the Lake Michael area. Now this is a really interesting subdivision because it's actually really cool. I actually like it a lot. There's a lot of old growth trees. There's kind of small, windy little roads that have cool houses on it that feels like you're kind of out in the woods. So I really like the feel of this subdivision, but there's a catch. The houses in this area are built on soil that has tons of rock and clay in it. And what that has done is it's caused quite a bit of extensive, expensive foundation issues for many of these houses. So if you buy in this area, just make sure you get a really good home inspector. Now the Lake Michael area, this subdivision is sitting on a ridge very close to Whiteman Air Force Base and close to Knob Noster State Park. So the location is great. It's a great location. However, we find that the majority of the houses in this neighborhood, due to the high character terrain, are the split level style houses with very narrow entryways. Another cool thing about the Lake Michael subdivision is that you're still in the city limits of Warrensburg, so that you still have access to the Warrensburg School District, which is great. I know I've talked about in earlier videos, top 30% in Missouri. And you can tell in some of these properties, there's definitely been some substantial DIY improvements, which can be great sometimes not so great. So definitely do a lot of research into the home you're purchasing in this neighborhood to make sure that it's really worth the value that you're about to pay for it. And we're finally at number 1. It's been a fun day of walking, but we have arrived at South Fork Subdivision. Dun dun dun! Now this subdivision is interesting because there are some really cute houses. People have come in, they've bought this house, for example. This house is really cute. It's really adorable. If you keep going throughout the subdivision, you'll see that you have mobile homes. One's on a foundation, one's not. And the covenants and restrictions in this subdivision have basically degraded so much that they're just not kept up. So you definitely have some degradation of yards, of the exterior of people's houses. You have some odd colored homes in the subdivision. So all of these things can drive down property values. So another interesting thing about South Fork is that it backs up right into a trailer park.
This is Eva and the Trailer Park Boys getting a photo of a massive wastewater lagoon sign, keep out, behind a trailer park at South Fork Subdivision.
Eva Clark here with Next Door Agents. Thank you for watching our videos. We really appreciate it. We get people from all over calling us, emailing us, texting us at all hours of the night, and we love it. Keep doing it. If you're moving to Whiteman, if you're PCSing here to Whiteman, moving to Warrensburg, definitely give us a call, shoot us a text. We'd love to help you out. And make sure that you like and subscribe down below and hit the little bell button, because we make a new video every single week and you'll definitely want to know, because we talk everything about living, eating, playing, breathing, sleeping in Warrensburg, Missouri.